If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Got him!
One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
It's just a heavy play.
Got him! One-handed
catch as he goes up and gets it.
If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. You lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here.
He's going for two.
If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win.
Got him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
It's just a heavy play.
Gonna go for two here. For two here.
Got him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Gonna go for two here. For two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here. For two here.
Got him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Gonna go for two here. For two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here.
He's going for two.
If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win.
Got him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
It's just a heavy play.
Gonna go for two here. For two here.
Got him! One-handed catch as he goes up and gets it.
Gonna go for two here. For two here. If you don't make this, you lose. If you make it, you're in a position to win. Gonna go for two here. For two here.
All right, we are live again, episode 7, season 2. The boys are here. Our friends
I'm
at
back.
Coolbet behind us, obviously. They aren't too happy with us right now because on the weekend we hit another boost. So, boys, how hard did you hit it? How did we feel? How are we feeling right now?
I hit it pretty good.
I think I heard
people like I said that. Man, like I got in late on it too. I got in Saturday morning. Next thing you know, I was like, "Yo, they juiced it even more. They gave us an extra 50 points on that."
Yep.
So no one must have been respecting it, which makes it even better. So to all those people that didn't respect it, fuck y'all. Next time, listen to us. I got extra money because of you.
Give me 1 second. I'm disappearing for a second.
All right, I'll just talk to Kalen then because he didn't probably bet on it. So I'll tell Kalen, thank you for disrespecting it, so I won more money. Yeah, man, it was great.
So how many Super Boosts now? You guys won. Have been on a hell of a streak or a hell of a roll anyway, haven't you?
And since July, what month are we in? August? So
August, yeah.
I think we've hit 4 of 6, or at least like 4 or 3 of 6. Like, and if the odds they're giving us, 50% is one hell of a fucking go.
Yeah, you're making
Like,
a few extra dollars.
Because we're not getting like plus like 160s here. Like they're always over plus 500. We've hit at least 50% of the last 6 we've done.
Hey
So-
Shane, do you know offhand how you got your? I know you guys have been streaking like crazy, but how? Oh, we lost Shane.
Again,
when he comes back,
he
he'll let
does
us know.
not want to talk to you. I'll tell you that much. He is
There he
not
is.
being a fan of Kalen's. You had to unmute your mic there. I got no snare in my headphones. I can't hear my snare. But yeah, no, the super boost has been huge for us, and I fully know Coolbet probably they love and hate us at the same time. We pump them out, but then we steal their money, and that's all that matters.
And I think you've been going hard in the paint on something else today, haven't you?
Oh, I've been going. I found out I might have a problem.
What are we betting?
I'm
on
betting.
today,
I'm betting
It's
responsibly.
Monday. What are we betting on?
Women's singles first round U.S. Open. Let's go. We're hammering it.
How are you doing so far?
I have a 10-match parlay going hard. Right now, I've hit 6.
I think I'm back.
4 under go.
Hey,
Hey, Shane's here. I got
Hey, I'm
4
back. Come
four
back.
left.
I'm still listening though. Keep going, Chad. I'm listening.
Yeah, I got 4 matches left. I don't know who anybody I picked was because that's where we're at in my life.
but you're
I
still
got
going. 4 left.
I got plus 1130 on it. I'm going to take some more of our good friends over their money, then probably make a meme about them to share it. It's
Yeah,
probably going to be
how'd you
like,
like that Dudley Brothers one that I mocked up? I'm not very good with socials, but I think that was all right.
oh, that was
Nailed
great.
it.
I'm going to send one of Serena Williams just smashing a tennis ball after I win tonight.
So I was just asking Chad there, Shane, what kind of streak have you boys been on recently? Because I know that your Super Boosts have been doing really well.
You know what? We missed the last one, but the most recent one we nailed, and before that, I think we were on like 3 out of 4. So let's
Nailed
call that 4 out of 6.
That's what I thought was 4 out of 6.
That sounds profitable to me. I got to tell you, if I hit every 4 out of every 6 bets, I'd be feeling pretty good about myself right now.
Super boosted bets too.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, like these things are juice. These, as I said, we're not playing like plus 160 here.
Brought to you by yours truly here at Going for Two, Shane and Chad, right?
yeah. Hey, we get after it. You would think like we research these things. It's literally all gut feelings. I'll just wake up one day. I'll be like, "Yo, chat, how you feel about this?" Or sometimes I'll just text you guys and be like, "Hey, I already emailed Cool Bet. This is what we're doing."
Well, I asked your wife why you got a dartboard put up, and now I realize you just been throwing darts at some of these picks, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the one day Chad woke up and like God spoke to him and he picked 3 MMA fights and
Yeah.
and he just looks at me. We're golfing. He's like, "Let's fucking do it." I'm like, all right. And then ride together, die together. We fucking rode that thing out. We cashed that one. That was another plus 500. So we were all over that.
The best was
Barstool's
this
gonna
guy.
give you a call, huh, Chad?
Yeah, we had a guy message us this week, and he's like, "So, who made the picks this week?" And I was like, "Hey, I will not take credit for this. That was all Shane." He's like, "I hit it hard." He's like, "I love you guys." It was the best compliment we can get.
Yeah, that was Matt, right?
Matt Havlin. I used to work at a bar with him when I was like 20 years old. I haven't spoke to him in like 15 years. He follows us hard, always comments, bought some merch off us. And now he bets with us, and we just got to keep winning at this point.
Yeah, I
That's
hope
right.
he doesn't hate our guts. I sent him a parlay last night that didn't hit, but that's all right. Hey,
Check our socials for that. So we got Instagram, our
no,
Facebook.
this one was
right?
private. He said, "What do you like?" And I said, "All right, what am I throwing my money on? I'm sitting at home. It's Sunday night, so we had a Blue Bombers game on. There was Sunday night baseball. The Jake Paul fight was on. So we hit 1 out of the 3 legs. So I guess in baseball that would still make us Hall of Famers, but for Cool Bet it just means that you lose."
Yeah.
And
you bet 750. You're going straight to Cooperstown.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame just came up, and we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame in a second because I'm going to tee Chad up for what is going to be an epic rant. So anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, just get ready because that's going to be unreal. But the news of the day and the news of the weekend, I guess, was Baltimore Ravens losing J.K. Dobbins and the status of their entire skill position room we'll get into, but how big of a hit is this to Baltimore? Is it overblown because we like this guy? You know, is Gus Edwards able to fill in? I mean, I'm curious to see where you guys think. I might be a little bit biased, as you know, so I'm going to let you guys go on this one.
Well, I mean, I know that you're going to be excited. Nobody's excited for an injury, but this one is definitely got to be making you take a big breath. It's always like he's a legitimate running back. You've talked in the past about how you certainly wanted to go after him as a Steelers fan in the draft. So I know that you know what kind of player he brings to the table, what kind of offense they have to run in Baltimore. And that is going to go through the running backs. Gus Edwards is certainly a complimentary back. He's been called upon a lot more than I think he expected to be called upon in the last couple of years. They're pretty high on this other kid, young guy, undrafted or late drafted running back. Can't remember what his name is right now, but they were
Justice Hill.
No. There was another kid. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a new addition, recent addition anyway. They're saying that because everybody had asked if they're going to go after Gurley, and I guess the rumors coming out that there's no interest in going after Gurley. They feel they have enough depth there in Baltimore. I don't think Gurley would be the solution for them by any means, but I certainly don't think they should be standing pat with what they have based on what type of offense they're going to want to bring to the field.
Right. I mean, Gurley's got 2 knees that are hamstrings, right? So there's not much point for him, but go ahead, Chad.
I was going to just say, you say that about Gurley's knees, but with his experience, he's actually not that old. He Doesn't have that many miles on him outside of the fact that his knees have been shot twice. But you're gonna get him at the veteran minimum.
Yeah. Well,
If anything, he can spell guys like Gus Edwards, change the pace a little bit. They have other guys in there, but that's a guy you can give the ball to. He's not going to put on the ground. You can give him 5-6 touches a game. Give him some red zone looks. He can catch a football too, which is huge. Because Lamar likes to check down, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, like the Baltimore offense doesn't really throw to their running backs. They don't really throw it to anybody. If we're being fair, but Todd Gurley is like an electric car. I mean, he might get you to where you need to be. It's just going to take you 4 extra hours, and you got to stop every once in a while to plug him in. But with Atlanta, I had him in fantasy last year. The guy had 10 touchdowns with Atlanta, but the problem is he only had 200 yards, I think. So he doesn't really fit into what they do running scheme wise. I'm not so sure that Baltimore's offense is as hurt by losing Dobbins. They're just losing the home run threat. Like they don't have. It doesn't matter who you get in free agency right now or who you were, what your undrafted running back room looks like. Like you don't have an undrafted J.K. Dobbins, and you don't have. There's not going to be a free agent that comes available that can hit a home run the way he does, and that's what's going to be missing. This is probably
and the third home run. Like Marquise Brown hasn't practiced. He practiced today for the first time since July 28th. Just about a month, right? So we don't know what he's actually gonna have because a hamstring, speedster, those don't go hand in hand. Don't heal pretty quick. Ask Julio.
You don't get faster after a hamstring.
Yeah. I don't imagine that he's gonna play in the first game of the season. Rashard Bateman, who was their first overall pick, he's definitely not gonna be playing in their first game. Sammy Watkins, I'm pretty sure, is down too. I don't think that they have a single starting receiver that's healthy. I mean, Mark Andrews is there. I'm assuming his health status is fine since I haven't heard anything about it. But this really doesn't bode well for a guy like Lamar Jackson who needs all the help that he can get. And
in his contract year too. Let's not say he hasn't been paid yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he shouldn't be paid, but yeah, I agree. It's if
he's gonna get 40 to 45. We know that, but this is not the year for him to have no weapons because now it's like if he does not ball out, he's fucked.
Yeah. So
there's no way they're giving him more than 35 million if he doesn't ball out this year and losing all your weapons. Ugh.
As a football fan, I say he should not get paid. As a Steelers fan, I say give him 70 million a year because the rest of their team's gonna stink. Like they're not gonna be able to pay anybody else. At a certain point, his style needs to become a little bit more refined. He's still an electric playmaker. He's still going to take a dump at halftime and come out and score a touchdown. Like, that's just the way that he operates. But at a certain point, it just doesn't work that way anymore. You still have to be able to throw. You still have to be able to find a way to convert a third down with your arm, not necessarily just with your legs. And he is officially the only home run threat that they have out of the backfield. And that ends really quickly when you take a big shot.
Mm-hmm. And Nick Boyle, Harbaugh said today, he's not even starting. He'll be on the PUP probably or the IR. So he's going to be out for 5 to 8 weeks. So there's another target gone. I mean, a rough go for the Ravens for the first little bit.
Yeah, I can tell you this, that the Ravens will have a healthy team by the time they play the Steelers because they always do. But that first game against the Raiders, I think, don't be surprised if the Raiders upset them. I'm not giving away our picks right now. The Raiders are going to be the dogs in that game, regardless of who's playing and who's not playing, because I'm not sure.
You're just saying that because Ricky's on the show now, aren't you?
No, actually, my favorite Raiders fan is James. So, no disrespect to you, Rick, but I like talking to James about football because he doesn't yell in my ear every time.
He's just passionate.
Yeah, man.
No,
that's what I like talking to.
You know, I love Rick, and like we had like a hilarious conversation on Thursday. But like I got off, I took my headphones off, and I went upstairs, and Charles was like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I think my volume level is still up here because I was trying to talk to Rick."
There's times that when I finish talking with that man about sports, where I just have to take a deep breath, and I feel like I just ran a marathon. between the information that he's given me and the arguments that I have to put back sometimes, I'm like,
Just doing that
it's
like
over now.
What's that called from Bad Boys? The woosah to calm it down.
Yeah, woosah.
Woosah.
That's right.
Woosah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. It kind of felt like a night at Joe Cool's back in the day when nobody could hear what anybody's saying. Everybody's yelling, everybody's screaming, everyone's up on their feet. And unfortunately, those kind of nights are few and far between right now because you can't really do that. But obviously, make sure that you check out our friends at Joe Cool's. We are currently talking to them, trying to figure out the logistics of how to broadcast the show from the penthouse. So that is it. Haven't got the full confirmation yet because of the internet, but that should be in place.
What's amazing is that, as you just mentioned, we could be yelling at each other and not hearing a damn thing, but those damn bartenders down there will get your drink order right every single time. Somehow they hear you through the crowd.
And even after a few beers, you get hungry, and next thing you know, there's a kitchen sink pizza sitting on your table, and you're enjoying your life.
I did buy a kitchen sink for a female once. I won't tell that story because we will lose viewers. But
yeah, just it's like a trade like pizza for a watch kind of thing. Maybe too much.
Yeah, almost.
Let's
next topic.
Let's get Chad nice and worked up here because
oh no,
I already know where this is fucking going.
Speaking about taking a big breath,
yeah. I'm gonna get a beer.
Everyone's favorite owner, Jerry Jones, has come out and decided that Tony Romo is a first ballot Hall of Famer. No question about it. No debate. The first time, like the second I read it, I was like, oh, I can't wait till Monday. I cannot wait until Monday to bring this thing up.
This is just pure clickbait bullshit.
Yeah. So there was a poll on the Bleacher Report. 72% of people said no fucking chance.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I want Chad to make a case as to why Tony Romo is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, let alone a Hall of Famer altogether. Take it away.
Well,
enjoy the show.
This is your moment. First off, Tony Romo fucking sucks. So let's start right away with that.
Gosh.
We don't have to get into details of why he sucks. I actually didn't mind him as a quarterback if I wanted a second tier quarterback.
Okay.
Like the Pro Bowl is a gift that we give to all the quarterbacks who don't actually like football. Like, you didn't make the playoffs, you didn't make the Super Bowl. Hey, well, to the Pro Bowl. So, like, saying you're a Pro Bowl quarterback means nothing. He didn't take his team anywhere. I will go this. He did win a lot of regular season fourth quarter games. I'll give him that. I think he actually has the most in franchise history. And there's been a lot of good quarterbacks gone through Dallas. That being said, do you want to know why those quarterbacks didn't have fourth quarter comebacks? Because they were never losing because they were good at football.
Yeah. Yeah, like the big name quarterbacks like Quincy Carter and I would imagine Tony Romo's probably the winningest quarterback on Thanksgiving, right?
Drew Bledsoe went through there too for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
like if we need to talk about like having quarterbacks that like had a rough go, talk about Drew Bledsoe. Like he got knocked out of 2 games and lost his job forever. Like that's more relevant than trying to talk about Tony Romo being a fucking Hall of Famer.
yeah,
If he didn't go into media, this wouldn't even be a conversation. This generation, this generation only knows him because he's fucking annoying on CBS.
Well,
that's the only reason why this generation that even recognize who Tony Romo is.
It'd be a shame to waste that pretty face. So put him on TV beside Jim Nance.
Okay, would you put him in before Ben Roethlisberger?
No. But,
would you put him in before Phillip Rivers?
No.
Would you put him in before Eli Manning?
No.
Okay, so there's 3 quarterbacks from his generation that are already that quick better than him. You didn't think about it.
Yeah, but
and then if you take the rest of the quarterbacks, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, they're all from the same generation. That means he was the 7th best quarterback of his time.
That's too high. That's too high. He wasn't that high.
But that's what I'm saying. There's already 7 guys ahead of him. And now Jerry Jones has this fucking brain fart. Obviously, his Alzheimer's kicking in from fucking his living on his yacht, not nowhere near his wife. His fucking kicking in. And Tony Romo, he just needs a fucking Hall of Famer in his team because there hasn't been one of the Cowboys in who fucking knows how long.
Didn't Drew Pearson just get in?
Yeah, he played in the 60s.
Jeez.
I love Tony Romo as a broadcaster, so I can't agree
He's a
with you there.
fucking moron.
I do think that you are right that Tony, the only reason this conversation is being had is because now people are looking at his career as a whole. He has set a standard for being paid. So obviously there's a group of people that like him because why else would he get paid like that? But you're right. Player-wise, certainly not a Hall of Famer. Hell of an accurate quarterback. I mean, I will give the guy that. He was accurate, but he just could not stay on the field, and he could not do it in the most important times of the game. And
So,
I think
I
that's what
I respect Tony Romo for one thing. He had 3 back surgeries and came back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, the Carrie Underwood.
Well,
Jefferson.
okay, two
Yeah.
things. Like
Yeah.
he
I was gonna say,
he did
good
okay
play.
with the blondes.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's in the Hall of Fame for something, but it's not football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he wanted to come out and take shots at real Hall of Famers, like the little respect I had for him is gone.
Oh, the second he went after Deion Sanders, your man crush
Dude.
of life, it was over for him.
Can I tell you how I honestly feel about Tony Romo?
Okay.
I hope Josh is ready to fucking clip this for our fucking Instagram. I wouldn't piss in his mouth if he was dying of dehydration.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's how well I feel about fucking Tony Romo.
Whoa.
Wow. Well, speaking of hydration, if by any chance you are looking for a nice, delicious, crisp beer, Toboggan Brewing Company down on Richmond, they have lots of delicious ones. And I'm not sure that, I'm not sure that you would want what Chad's offering for beverages, but I can assure you that this stuff is way better than the cowboy bullshit. Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking of the episode from like Entourage when Tom Brady's there. That would be me.
Yeah. Yeah, so Chad has just pronounced himself Turtle from Entourage. And
Built just like him.
yeah, hey, what? It's a good little comparison. I don't know, man. Like, no, he's not a Hall of Famer. Will he get in? It's really going to depend on the class. So look at, like, I don't think he's up this year, right? It'll be next year.
Yeah, and he is not getting in first ballot no matter who is potentially up against him.
You know
Not a
what?
chance.
It might be this year. Like, depending on when he actually retired because Peyton Manning is in now. So
Yeah,
did
he
play-
should be in.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, did he play one more year than Peyton Manning? Like, how long has Dak been in the league? 4
This would be
years?
his 4th. Yeah.
Okay. So
Didn't he get
just got-
franchised? Yeah, he got franchised. Yeah, so
Got
would it be
extended.
his fifth?
He got extended this year, so it'd be the 4th.
you know what?
Okay.
This might be his 5th, honestly. Like, this might be Romo's year, and maybe this is why this is coming up, because I think Kalen's right. I think Dak played under the franchise tag last year.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out because
Yeah, no, I think that's right. So if that's the case, and you're looking to put a quarterback in, who would the other quarterbacks be? I mean, how fired? And here we go again. How fired up are you going to be if Tony Romo gets in before Rondé Barber?
fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's that simple. Like I'll leave the podcast because everything I'm gonna say will get us canceled anyway. So it's better if I just take the headphones off, walk
Yeah.
out gracefully.
We'll give you the week off. We'll bring Rick on for the week so you can settle down. But that
2016 is when he retired.
yeah. So this is going to be his eligibility year. So
Yeah, he's a
we're
loser.
we're gonna find out pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of guys that are far more deserving. You know how I feel about Hines Ward. I as much as I chirp you and get under your skin about it, absolutely Rondé Barber should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Like, it's a fucking travesty. Will he get in this year? We'll see, I guess, right? I mean, last year and the year before that, like, it was some pretty loaded classes. You don't really want to load up with DBs. And if you look at the guys that have gotten in recently, like Charles Woodson and Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, I mean, I mean, no disrespect to Rondé Barber, but, like, he's not better than those guys.
No, I agree with that.
but he's
He
still,
should be before John Lynch.
yeah. I mean, 40 interceptions, 40 sacks, right?
I looked it up. 47 and 28 was what the final number was.
Okay.
Sorry, 47 and 30.
I think Lynch probably only got him because again of him being a GM, which hasn't again amounted to much so far. But he stayed in the game is all I mean. Like Rondé doesn't like he does.
But John
commentating.
Lynch went and did media. Rondé doesn't do that.
No, he
Rondé
does.
does media.
Now
Yeah, he's on Fox.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
now
just
he
and
does.
he just covered the Titans and Tampa game. That was actually really cool to listen to him, and it was another Tony Romo-esque type of insights, like telling people how the
Don't ever
defenses are
compare
breaking
them.
down. The way
Why you
that
gotta
he
go that
talked about defenses breaking down was fantastic. To have a player like that who much more vocal than these old timers, like old time quarterbacks that are trying to tell us how a field their play is breaking
Tony
down.
Romo can't have his name in the same sentence as Rondé Barber.
Unless he's being sacked by him or picked off by him.
Which I guarantee probably happened in the
well,
fourth quarter when the game was on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the only come from behind drive from Tony Romo that I can even think of around there, but yeah, I think it was like Taylor, and he took him to the house, and that's about that. That's how she calls it. The fat lady sings. But
Like, I don't think Tony Romo is better than Matt Hasselbeck. I think that's a fair comparison.
right.
And no one's ever once said Matt Hasselbeck should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So all right, Tony.
Yeah, he was a Titan great.
Tony Romo or Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I'm going
Which-
Romo on that one.
Well, I think they're both great if they want to go coach Little League.
Yes, I was trying to convince Chad to say that Romo was better than someone. I couldn't do it. I figured. I thought
I
might be
tried.
able to get-
Yeah, I think they'd be great fucking Pop Warner coaches. Except one went to Harvard and one went to who the fuck knows where, Eastern Illinois.
Yeah.
At least one guy's smart.
All right.
The
Well,
numbers are pretty similar, Hasselbeck and Romo. Outside of
I-
percentage,
yeah.
completion percentage, everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty fair comparison.
yeah. Well, we
So
gotta
fuck
beat-
you, Jerry Jones.
We're gonna beat this one to death all year because it's gonna come up, and like I said, if it's his eligibility year, it's gonna be a talking point. And it sounds like our Super Bowl show is gonna be a lot of fun because that's usually when they announce the Hall of Famer. So, let's talk about a guy that's probably not gonna be in the Hall of Fame right now. Deshaun Watson. We're not gonna get into the legal shit because we're not lawyers, we're not cops, we don't fucking do that shit. But it does look like there's some kind of a trade in place here between the Dolphins and the Texans. And I don't know if it's smoke and mirrors or if it just kind of came to the surface. I don't know if someone's breaking some news or if some bullshit's happening, but what the Texans GM is asking for, if he can get that, that guy's the executive of the year right now, which is
3 firsts and 2 twos. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Anything close to that it's not going to happen. The Miami is watching Houston burn right now, and they were part of that. They got a top 10 pick as a result of this franchise going under. There's no way that they're going to franchise or mortgage their future the way that Houston has done in the last couple of years, in the same way with the team that is horrible. Like, it just makes sense.
Maybe
just
we'll
don't
do it
think
in faith.
how about if it was 2 first-round picks and Tua?
It's still, I have loved Deshaun Watson since Clemson. I hate the fact that he came to the AFC South. He's a hell of a player. That's a lot of mortgaging. You have enough to build around in Miami. Maybe grab your quarterback some other time. That's a lot to give up for a player that you might not know. At the very least, looks like he's not going to be around for the year.
But that team's built now. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and
If
he's
they're going to
avoiding
make their chance, they
suspension,
have
right?
to go now.
Yeah, he's
Like,
avoiding-
I agree with you. Like, because he might not be there in a year and a half. But if you're going to go for broke, you might as well do it big.
Well, from what I've read, the
If-
Texans have absolutely no interest in Tua. See, he'd have to take him
no
right
one
out of the
does.
trade scenario. Yeah, I mean, there's
He-
somebody
his
who's going
own
to take a
team
flyer.
has
I
no
don't know who it
interest.
would be. You know who I could see taking a flyer on him as a team like Seattle.
On Tua?
That's a team that could on Tua, absolutely have him backed up to Russell Wilson and learn under Russell. Absolutely
Yeah.
taking a flyer on him.
Yeah, but he's just going to leave him free agency. Like, I don't think there's any point unless you want to be a quarterback developer for another
Did you
team.
just say learn how to wrestle?
Learn under Russell.
Oh, he said learn how to wrestle. I was like, what did I miss?
But yeah, he's still got like 4 years on his deal, right?
No, he's already played one, so
Yeah, but he's a rookie quarterback or a first round pick. So they have the option of potentially grabbing that 5th year. So he has potentially 4 years, minimum 3.
What, you think Russell's gone in 4?
I think that if you're ready to make the move, I mean, we're talking about we're talking about a player at the time who's going to be 36, 37 years old.
Russell?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, really?
How old is he right now?
I don't know. He's been in the
We're
league
talking
for like
4 years from now, guys. How old is he right now?
I don't know. I'll Google it.
32.
So then he's going to be 36. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there's no way that they would pick up a 5th round option for that guy. They're going to pay him as one of the top 5 highest paid at his position.
If you're trading, what happens if you're coming into the final year of Russell's contract and you have the opportunity to trade him out and pick up a lot of collateral and not have to worry about paying Russell Wilson $43 million a year? Because we're talking 4 years down the road from now, and the cap's going to be expanded even more. 43 might be the going price or the going rate for a quarterback at that point.
Yeah, but you're going to
Russell is 32, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to pay $40 million to your backup quarterback.
He wouldn't be 40. It's the average of the top 3, so that he'd be paying anywhere between 28 to 36.
No,
right now. But then is what you're saying. If the cap's going up, everything's going up.
like you got to think in 4 years, Patrick Mahomes will not be the highest paid quarterback in football. That's realistic, right? The way the cap moves.
I agree.
I don't know. I think there's going to be a while that he might actually be. And it's realistic to say that because the next highest paid quarterback is going to have to be somebody that's better than Pat Mahomes. I don't know if there is somebody better than Pat Mahomes. How is your agent going to have that argument that you should be getting paid more than the best player in football?
Kirk Cousins, man. Kirk Cousins is his agent's gonna go to
Oh
work.
man, I can't believe. But at the same time, I think teams have gotten wise to deals like that.
Are you telling me Justin Herbert's not going to make $50 million in 4 years? Like, I'm the one that was against him, and now I love the kid. But
listen, is he better than Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. That's the big problem. Is you have your agent has to go to the team, and his bargaining has to be that the reason you're paying him more than Pat is because he's better than Pat. There's nobody better than him
as a rookie.
Sure.
So in 3 years when we're negotiating, and then you're going to go with the market, not just if he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
But that is the market. That's who sets the market. The reason he's the highest paid is because he's the best.
But no one's agent says, hey, I'm going to make you the second highest paid player in your position. That agent should be fired.
Yeah, no, like who sets the market is based on the cap and who comes to be a free agent that year.
But the teams are their counter every time is going to be you're not better than Pat. Unfortunately,
You
not better
can't
than
tell
this
your
player.
quarterback that.
Yeah,
You certainly as hell can, and people can certainly understand it. This is a generational talent. It's certainly okay to say that somebody is not as good as Patrick Mahomes. Just the same way that to say that somebody is not as good as Tom Brady.
I can guarantee you not a lot of guys have said that.
Right. Yeah. When it comes down to it, I understand what you're saying, Kalen, and you're coming at it from like a far too realistic point of view. When Justin Herbert's agent is sitting there, if for some reason the GM at the time of the Charger says that, he will spit across the table in his face.
Yeah, because his job is to get as much money for his client. That's only he cares about.
And is there a possibility that a deal gets done and then the Kansas City steps in and like repays Mahomes to make him the highest paid? 100%. And if that's maybe something that he has in his contract, but like the Bills didn't pay Josh Allen less because Patrick Mahomes is in the league. They just paid him less because they took less. I mean, Justin Herbert's
Which is exactly it. He did two things there. He was able to put more talent around him, which is fantastic. But I think realistically, he's not as good as Patrick Mahomes. And if you set yourself up, as a player, think of the stress that you're putting on yourself as a player to be paid higher than somebody like Pat Mahomes as a quarterback when you're not as good as him.
You think
you're setting yourself up to fail.
You think a player looks at it like I think that's a loser mentality. If I signed a contract and was like, oh my God, I need to go be better than Patrick Mahomes or I'm not worth my money. Like, no, he goes to practice and then goes home and climbs on top of his model wife and lives in his mansion and cashes his fucking $50 million paycheck.
I'm sure singles on her when he's done with her.
Yeah. I think there's plenty of players that do that, but I also think there's plenty of players that also read comparisons on a daily basis and being compared against other players and top tier talent all the time.
They want to get paid.
Not on payday. When it's payday, he's not looking at what Patrick Mahomes makes. He wants to make as much money as possible for himself. I get what you're saying. Everything that you're saying is very logical. But
as the salary cap goes up, there's going to be more money percent-wise, because how the agent's going to play it is Patrick Mahomes, when he got paid, made X amount of percent of the salary cap. Quarterbacks make X percent of the salary cap. Well, the salary cap goes up, so does their percentage. It still stays the same percent. It's just more money. That's all I'm trying to say.
Stop being the Chargers financial advisor and just look at what they're going to have to do. Like, I know that's what you have to do. It's in your blood. You want to save the Chargers some money, but we're not going to do that for them. We're not going to let that happen. And the crazy thing, me and Kalen and Rick were talking a little bit. I asked the boys, would you rather trade for Drew Lock or Gardner Mitchu? And I think that it was pretty much across the – actually, Rick said he wanted Mitchu. But Kalen and I were both pretty much behind Drew Lock. And sure as shit, 48 hours later, Gardner Mitchu gets traded to the Eagles. And we talked about him getting traded to the Eagles too and how we thought that would be a good fit. And that's pretty wild, I think.
Yep.
Someone's listening. Someone out there is listening.
Well, I mean, it just puts a hell of a lot more pressure on Hurd. But Flacco got all the snaps in the last game. Now, I don't know if that's relevant or not, but that to me is pretty significant. The kid is still young. Why the hell is he not playing in preseason time? Why you got this 38-7 or 38-year-old unflappable Flacco?
Because this is like the new week 4 of preseason.
For some. And I think that the Eagles coach, I can't think of his name, but he just came from Indy. So Kalen might know his name. I think that he was given a directive, and that was get the team to the regular season healthy. When was the last time the Eagles went into the start of a regular season healthy? I can't think of it. And the style that Jalen Hurts plays, the fragileness of a Smith, Miles Sanders has not proven that he can keep himself healthy. The offensive line there has always been made out of glass. The defensive line, as much as they're one of the best defensive lines when they're actually healthy, but the problem is they're never healthy. So if the GM of the Eagles just said, hey, get us there. If you need to get Joe Flacco broken, that's cool. We want Jalen Hurts ready.
You can find a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and they did. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that maybe all three of them are making it. Maybe Flacco wants to hang around. Maybe Flacco.
I think that means Flacco's out. Like, I think that's something that makes sense.
I was going to say, because they might be paying him on the cheap, it might not hurt to have a guy like that with one eyebrow standing on the sideline with a clipboard teaching the young guys how to do it. I mean, as much as he's a piece of shit, he did win a Super Bowl.
He did? I mean, I guess he had a pretty historic fucking playoff run, didn't he? That's why he got paid.
Yeah, I think he had 14 touchdowns and no interceptions in the playoffs that year.
The best 4-game stretch of his whole life.
Yeah, I mean, the defense tried to blow it for them after that, after the lights went out there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that there's going to be a quarterback controversy in Philly. I don't think that Mitchu is going to be called upon. This was probably Aiden shared our video to Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence was like, hey, Urban, we need to send Gardner out of town because the boys down at Going for Two think so. And there you go. And then it's all done. That's just how things go. I mean, I don't think it's an unrealistic way to look at things. I think we should be pretty proud of ourselves, guys, that we got an NFL player traded. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's a milestone all in itself. Now,
Who's Clemson got this week? Are they going to – they got Georgia this week?
Yeah. Big game. You know what?
Huge...
After Wednesday, we are locked in for football basically all the way through.
Woo!
Ohio State and Minnesota are playing Thursday. Michigan State and Northwestern are playing on Friday. Clemson and Georgia are playing Saturday. Notre Dame and Florida State are playing Sunday. Ole Miss and Louisville are playing Monday. And then we're only 3 days away from kickoff for the NFL season.
You forgot that I'm playing Sunday night too, which also sucks because our league moved my game and I can't watch the Notre Dame season opener.
Ouch.
I was rattled. I was like, man, this is amazing. game Saturday. Usually Notre Dame plays Saturdays. So like the football gods are speaking to me. 2 weeks ago, boom, Chad, now your game's Sunday, 5 p.m.
Well, hey, Coach Gavin, if you're watching this, make sure that Chad's gonna be sick that day. Not a big deal. It's yeah. So we were talking a little bit about Vladdy just jacked a ding dong.
That helps the picks today.
Yeah. We actually
hit it. We put him up hitting a bomb today.
Shit. There
High five.
we go.
No one gave me one. I just got left hanging.
No, I had that. And I kind of forgot about it. I was looking at the Harrison Smith contract that came through.
He did okay for himself.
Yeah, 4 years, $64 million. Is Minnesota in a position to not sign him for that? Absolutely not. Is Minnesota a defensive team to watch out for this year? Same as the first. Absolutely
not.
I
Reynolds is gonna be so mad at us.
Yeah, I love Harrison Smith. I think he's one of the most underrated defensive players of this generation, probably. I don't think.
I got 2 games left in my parlay.
Shit.
Wow.
We out here.
Yo,
Cool
Chad,
bet. Start offering me some money.
Yeah, Chad's gonna get some beers flowing for us. But yeah, like any issues with this financial Kalen?
No, I mean he's 32. He's no.
You want to punch this into your cap calculator and make sure that.
Stop it.
Well,
It's
we
a
just want to make
question
sure
of-
no team's getting ripped off here.
Well, listen, at 32, it's risky extending a safety, okay, who can certainly fall off a cliff pretty fast, especially 4 years more. But Harrison Smith is a very versatile player, and I don't think that type of guy would have any problem at 36 or 37 having to step into the box and become what Mark Barron should have been. You know what I mean? That star or whatever you want to call it anymore. If he happens to lose his speed, he's a hell of a hitter. He's a great tackler. He's a better leader. Minnesota needs this type of stuff on their defense, especially, Zimmer loves his secondary, right? If you can have a leader like that in the secondary, that's what you want, right? So I got no problems with especially if they're paying Kirk the way they're paying him.
So you're cool with them re-signing Harrison Smith at 36, but not Russell Wilson in Seattle?
He didn't get paid $36 million. Well, hey, wait, hold on.
I'm just asking the question. You said at 36, Tua is going to be the man in Seattle.
We're talking about a player who's going to make $22 million in the first 8 months, and then the remainder of the contract is a normal contract, not a $43 million contract that Russell's going to demand after already trying to get his ass traded.
But he's
out
not Patrick Mahomes.
He isn't. You're right, he isn't. And I'll be damned if I think that guy's going to get a contract paid higher than Patrick Mahomes. I know we're going to have to come back to this years from now. But I'm telling you, there's no way that Russell Wilson's getting paid more than Mahomes. I don't care where the cap's at.
So until DK Metcalf was there,
yep.
Would you not say that Russell Wilson was more valuable to the Seahawks than Patrick Mahomes would be to the Chiefs? Because the Chiefs were a playoff team when Patrick Mahomes started there.
They were a fringe playoff team.
The Seahawks
They're
were
the best team in the AFC and arguably the top 2 teams in the NFL.
The Seahawks were a joke when Russell Wilson got there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like,
they had a stretch after Matt left that it was really, really bad. Who did they have there? Was Clipboard Jesus. What was it? Charlie Whitehurst.
Matt Flynn. Oh yeah, that guy was pretty bad at football too.
They had him after Matt Flynn.
No, Matt Flynn never took a snap for them. He
got paid a lot of money though.
Yeah, he got paid in the offseason, then they drafted Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson beat him out in camp. But what I'm saying is, clearly there's more talent in Kansas City when Patrick Mahomes came in than there ever was for at any point in time that Russell Wilson has been the quarterback of Seattle. Now, are you saying that you think Patrick Mahomes is more valuable to Kansas City than Russell Wilson is to Seattle?
Moonshots. Yes, I had to throw it in there one time.
I do.
So
that does sound convincing.
If they switch teams, you think that Patrick Mahomes would have a better record with Seattle than Russell Wilson will with Kansas City?
I think Patrick Mahomes, yeah. If he had DK Metcalf, absolutely.
Okay.
Think about what he does with Tyreek Hill, who's just pure speed. I mean, he's actually proven himself as a better receiver than most people give him credit for. But outside
I
of
think you should trade Russell Wilson for DK Metcalf and Madden and just simulate the season and see what happens.
I like it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to look at it. Let's just see what happens.
I just mean,
Throw the
okay,
new
like
Madden
Alex,
on there.
the offenses that Kansas City had when Alex Smith were there, he was barely breaking 20 touchdowns. Now, Alex Smith is not a deep shot quarterback. He wasn't asked to do what Patrick Mahomes is asked to do. But Mahomes is doubling him in touchdowns. Like, he does a lot more for that team and creates more offense for that team than Alex Smith was ever able to do. And Alex Smith was doing that. Was Jamal Charles still not there too? They relied pretty heavily on Jamal Charles at that point.
I don't think so, but maybe. I don't think Jamal Charles has been in the league for like 9 years. But I could be wrong.
You don't think he was in the league like 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
Andy Reid is a running back whisperer, though.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, I am not a Russell Wilson advocate. I think Patrick Mahomes is the better overall quarterback for his team. But what I'm saying is, if Russell Wilson gets hurt, the Seahawks are going 0-17. If Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, Kansas City is going to go 9-8.
I don't even know if that's the case, man. Who's their backup there?
It doesn't matter. They have so much talent on offense, it does not matter. Someone will muscle out some wins. Like, is Chase Daniels there? I don't know. Is fucking Chad Henne still their backup quarterback?
I mean, it's not like, okay, listen, it's
Andy
not like
Reid is
DK
one with
Metcalf
less,
and
that's all I'm
Tyler
saying.
Lockett are bad receivers here. Tyler Lockett is routinely a fantastic first team or second team, not first team, but second team receiver.
Because of Russell Wilson. If he went anywhere else, he's not that guy. He's not. And I'm sorry. I get what you're saying. I understand why you're saying everything about Patrick Mahomes. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking from purely offensive output, the Seahawks are a far worse off team without Russell Wilson than Kansas City is without Patrick Mahomes.
It's still Chad Henne.
It's Chad Henne. So Chad Henne can hand the ball off a bunch and pass the ball to
The U.S. track team.
Travis Kelce. And if Travis Kelce gets caught, he can just reverse it to Tyreek Hill, who's faster than everyone else, and will just run by.
No credit.
No, you're completely misunderstanding what I'm saying. You're giving no credit to Russell Wilson. I'm not saying anything about Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying he's more valuable to them. And it's a fact.
It can't be a fact if we're going to agree to disagree.
I'm so happy football's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Like, I'm so, guys, this is what I've missed since like February.
Yeah, it's
How me and Shin are always right in our own eyes, and Kane's just like, I hate both of you.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Stop taking my baseball and basketball lines.
well, let's talk about a guy that we've talked a lot about. We've even mentioned him on this show a couple times. Trevor Lawrence looks like he might have figured out the quarterback thing, eh?
I've
Maybe
only
they
said
seem
that
down.
since he was in high school, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I call preseason whatever it is. You want to call the numbers something big, but it's not easy whether you're against first team or fifth team defensive players to go 11 of 12 in a game. That's not something everyone could do. He looks calm. He looks poised. He looks like he could take a hit. He knows that he doesn't just have to run away anymore. I think that Laviska Shenault is due for a huge year because of Trevor Lawrence.
Well, I think that's because he was running Gardner out of town. Now that he's all calm about it and no worries about any type of competition there.
There's never a competition. Just stop.
Yeah. Would you trust a guy that says that he stopped shitting until he beats you out at camp? I wouldn't want to be around a guy like that.
He might kill you in your sleep.
Listen, we know we're not privy to what the actual conversation is in the locker room there between coach and player. But if you're reading media and the media, he's telling the media the Gardner's making a hell of a case to taking the starting role, or he hasn't come to a consensus choice yet. Maybe the pressure's on, man. Right now it's gone. Now it's for sure. You don't have to worry about it at all.
There was never pressure.
Well, it does seem like there's some kind of a problem in Jacksonville already brewing now. The players aren't a big fan of Urban.
It's college.
Oh,
coach.
is that what you've said or heard? Sorry.
It's all over the place. They don't like the way that he runs his practices. They think it's a little bit too college-esque, and he doesn't like them walking drill to drill, and he doesn't like them being a little bit lackadaisical and a little bit kind of mailing it in. He wants them to go full bore in practice, and I don't know if maybe that's just not the way things were done in Jacksonville, but I think that there's a lot of pro teams that run from drill to drill. I can promise you, Mike Tomlin does not let those guys walk from drill to drill. Mike Vrabel does not let those guys walk from drill. Bruce Arians might, because he's just
Bruce Arians a G.
Yeah, I mean he's sitting in his Muskoka chair on the sideline drinking a rye, so he's not paying that much attention to whether these guys are running from thing to thing. But
He gives out days off. Like he gives guys days off all the time.
yeah. I mean, that guy. It is a player-run team. It would be interesting to see what would happen if they started to lose a couple of games, if people turned on each other. I don't think that would happen with Tom Brady there. I mean, turning on each other, not necessarily losing the games. Obviously, they had a tough start to last year, and they pulled it together because of the chemistry of their team. But because they're a player police team, if we're looking ahead 6 years from now when Tom Brady finally decides to retire, like what does that look like if you're a player police team? Does it get out of hand without the proper leadership? And I think 100% it would, and maybe Bruce would change his opinion on how he runs the team if he didn't have a leader like Tom. Like, there's no way he gave Jameis Winston the same kind of slack that he gives to Tom Brady.
Well, Jameis Winston couldn't see, so let's start with that.
Yeah. Jeez.
Speaking of days off there in Vrabel, he wasn't coaching this past weekend because he got the 1-9 there. I mentioned it in the chat, but did you the opportunity to see who the replacement coach, what he looked like?
No, I didn't.
But he was shot. He was our boy. He was Fudge the whole time, man. It was crazy. The wife came to look at the game, and I showed her a picture of Fudge, and she, is that him up in the cheek? No, that's just my friend. It looks just like him, doesn't it? Like even the height and everything. He towered over every single, even the players, bro. He was looking down on people. It was crazy.
Jeez. Was it Sean Bradley from the Dallas Mavericks back in the day?
No. They called him Stretch. It's his nickname, though, is Stretch.
Well, good for him. Last time I saw him, he was a paramedic in Ottawa. So maybe
He's
he
moving up.
Maybe he got promoted.
Good for him.
I did have a couple of things to talk about. We might have to make them really quick. Fuck you. Liam, we're going into overtime.
He's useless now.
Yeah. He wasn't.
Give
him an inch, they'll take a mile, huh, Liam?
Yeah, wasn't paying attention, but yeah. All right. We'll cut it down. So, give me a playoff team from last year that is not a division winner from last year that's not making the playoffs this year.
Baltimore Ravens.
They didn't win the division last year.
Didn't they? I was not ready for that one.
Yeah.
You changed the question. You prepped me too early.
But I guess they did tie for the division. It was a tiebreaker, so I'll give you that one. They did go like 11-5 or 12-4 or something like that, or they had a good record. All right.
Who won the? Oh, okay. Wait. Who won the NFC East?
The Redskins.
It was the football.
I mean,
team,
the
right?
football team. The football team.
Yeah, I said that a bunch the other night.
That's probably who I'm going to have to take then. I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs.
I think that they're better this year than last year.
I just think that the Eagles are better this year than last year too. I think
true.
Dallas wins it, and then I think that the Eagles can make it. And I don't think they're going to be able to. There's not two teams coming from that division, I don't think.
Okay.
Oh, I totally thought of another one.
Go ahead. What is it?
Didn't the Saints win last year?
No.
Oh, they didn't win the division?
Are you sure? I thought they did. I thought the Bucks were a wild card.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. We won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Winners win, baby.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Is I don't think that the Saints are gonna make the playoffs this year. And
yeah, that's a good one.
I'm fairly certain that they won their division last year, even though like that's why they were on the road. And I think that the first home game that the Bucks had was the Super Bowl, was it not?
Pretty sure.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, right. We was there. Washington hosted us. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the Saints are in trouble. And all right, well, how about a team that was not a playoff team last year that is going in? Let's see if we can get some futures out here, because I'm sure that there's going to be some pluses out there.
Are we going playoffs or division or both?
Either one.
I've said this from I don't even know how many months ago, and you guys tell me it's because my dad cheers for them. I think it's the 49ers. They went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and their whole roster got just dismantled last year. And I think they got better. Jimmy's a good quarterback. Is he great? No.
He's not officially named the starter, but with that injury, it's going to be.
And I think the 49ers are that team. That defense had nobody last year. They lost everybody in week 2 or 3. I think they're the team, and I think their offense got better, which is the one place they were lacking. And I know the Saints are good. I mean, not the Saints, sorry. I know the Rams are good.
Yeah.
But I just think that the 49ers they're right up there. Just no one's giving them any love. Which I saw in Cool Bet to lie, though, because they had really good odds in the Super Bowl, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. I think that the Chargers, they're a team that I think can definitely squeak in a wild card to make the playoffs. They have an easy schedule. We talked about these third overall or third ranking teams in their division playing the third ranking teams across. And then they also play the NFC East. So they get to beat up on those teams a little bit as well. And I think Justin Herbert is going to go off.
Well, there's one thing out there that you need for strong bones, and that is milk. And I think that our guy down there in New England, Milk Bag Mac, is going.
He brought the bag of milk.
He's not only going to be a wild card quarterback, but he is going to be a division winning quarterback.
Wow.
At plus 285 on Cool Bet. And
whoa, hold on. So you were saying first week starter then?
Yeah.
You taking the helm?
100%.
First week starter, and they win the division. Wow. Hell of a pick.
Get it while it's hot, you know?
Do you think he beats Tampa Tom week 4?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
Like, I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to be a dickhead. Like, dude, if that guy comes out and they win somehow, he could throw 4 picks. But if they win, he will be the king of Boston. Like, they'll be like Tom Brady who? If that guy comes out and beats Tom Brady.
That'll be messed up. If any Patriots fan said that to me, I would be so disgusted by them even more than I already am.
Do you think they cheer for Tom Brady week 4? I had this talk with a guy at my work the other day.
I think that he will get a standing ovation. I think that the crowd will be full of Tom Brady jerseys. And if he starts to get hot and he drops like 4 touchdowns, you might get like a couple of drunk Charleston people out there that are getting a little bit rowdy. But overall, if they can't boo Tom Brady, like that'd be fucking ridiculous.
And the guy at my work, I was talking to him about it, he said if it would have been last year, they probably would have booed him, but a year removed. He thinks that like that was like that time little buffer that it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Your friend at work, I don't think watches very much sports because I just don't think that I just attacked your friend at work. I don't even know who the fuck he is. I just
don't worry. He doesn't watch our show. We're good.
Yeah, there is no way that anybody in New England would boo Tom Brady. Even like they would try and do it and they would just vomit because their body would stop them.
Do you think him and Bill Belichick shake hands?
No,
not a chance.
Not a chance. I'm not even sure if Belichick would shake Bruce Arians' hands. Belichick might coach that game from the booth. He's washing his hair that day. All right. Now here it is. You guys know we have our fantasy draft on Wednesday for the league. It's the 4 of us, and I guess you can't see Liam, but we can see Liam's face. And Aiden's in, Lane's in, Chelsea's in, the Huss is in, Rick, James. I don't know, who else am I missing here, guys?
I don't know.
Is Nick in?
How's your thing?
Yeah, I don't know. We lined it up. But anyway, that's going to be a lot of fun. But since Chad's not going to be with us on Thursday, we are going to pick who we think is playing in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I mean, shit. I have to hold that thought. I want to yell it from the rooftop, Shane.
To be honest, no, Chad's not going to be on with us Thursday, so we're going to pick it today.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't have to hold shit. That's why I sent it to you. That's why I said be prepared to pick who's in your Super Bowl.
Tennessee.
Oh,
You sound like such a homer.
God.
I'm making sure I'm putting the vibes out there. I'm trying it. Again.
Yeah. It's
So
because you
they're
guys hit the 1-9 at all the right time this year.
Are they playing against each other in a scrimmage for the Super Bowl?
No. I think the Packers are going to make a really strong run. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come in incredibly angry this year. And what we thought we saw as far as top tier talent out of him, it's not even going to sniff the bucket. This guy might drop 60 this year, 65. He's just going to have a whole lot of fun out there. He's going to let the offense flow through him. I think he's going to take a lot more on his shoulders. And even if the team doesn't let him do it, he's just going to do it anyway. He's proven he can push him around a little bit at this point. So
I got one for you, and it's not a homer pick because I'm going to be realistic. I think that the Steelers are a playoff team. They might win a playoff game or two. They're not a Super Bowl team, but we are going to see the LA Rams play the Buffalo Bills for the Super Bowl. And
wow.
The Super Bowl is going to go to Buffalo. I told you guys New England's winning the division, but the Super Bowl is going to be won by Buffalo. Unfortunately for Matthew Stafford, that's about as close as he's going to get there. But that's where I'm at. I think that if I was going to Cool Bet right now to lay the money, I don't know the odds off the top of my head, but I'm picking Buffalo.
Wow. Shane or Chad?
They're a plus 700 or plus 1,000, by the way.
Fucking right, baby.
It goes Chiefs, Bucks, Bills, and then there's 4 or 5 teams at the next bracket, and yeah, the Rams is the 4. Yeah, but they're like tied with a bunch of teams that like they have no other team business being there.
Right.
It's like the Browns, the 49ers, and I can't think of the other two. And it's like that makes no sense. And Packers. That's the other one.
Right.
They're plus 1,200. So I know that much. I'm gonna go with Bucks. So that's not trying to be a homer. They just didn't lose anybody, so that's a realistic pick. And we started clicking at all the right times last year. I really hope and think that with OTAs this year, it's gonna carry over. We have a weak division, so I think we can get a lot of rest to our starters, which really helps out too down the road. The defense is only gonna get better because a lot of those DBs were super young. So one more year in the belt will help, and we can rush the passer, which, as we saw, was a game changer in the Super Bowl. I do believe that we are playing the Bills. I just don't think the Chiefs can carry on what they're doing every single year.
Well, they got Patrick Mahomes. Ask Kalen about him. He'll tell you.
Yeah, that guy's really good at football. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm not going to sit here and say Patrick Mahomes is dog shit. He is really good at football. And I would literally give up a left nut to have that guy quarterback my team. Not the right one, though. That one still works.
You in that Vrabel camp, are you?
But yeah, no, I think the Bills, it's just their time. And I said it, I think a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the MVP. And I like Josh Allen at that spot. I think he's going to just light up the league this year. He's going to be the guy that we just think that, like the way you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, I think that's Josh Allen. He has the pieces around him to be a fucking star. Mm-hmm. The defense is really good there. And at the end of the day, no one wants to go into Buffalo. Like, I think it's worse going to Buffalo than it is going to Kansas City in January.
I agree.
But yes, I think the Bills and the Bucks, and unfortunately, I think that's where the Bucks are going to win, just due because there's that guy down there who likes to win Super Bowls.
Fuck. So you're picking. So this guy picks Tennessee to win the Super Bowl. You pick the Bucks to win the Super Bowl, and I picked one of the rivals of the Steelers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are losers.
At least my reason was valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hell? Why is my reason not valid?
No, you guys
Get by the
drafted,
wild card and we'll talk about it.
yeah, you guys drafted or you got Julio Jones, but
Went
he
to the
doesn't-
AFC Championship 2 years ago.
that's true.
We're making noise.
How ask the Houston Texans how that goes.
We've
Yeah.
got 5 consecutive winning seasons. We're making noise.
Ask me about the
We're
Super Bowl
doing
2 years ago. I don't remember it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's sounds like a good time to end the circus here. So
Mhm.
let's sign her off here. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube and you like the Facebook. Check out the Twitch. Kaylin and I are going to be playing Madden on there this week. We're just not 100% sure what day, but if you subscribe to it, I think it just pushes right to your thing. So you might as well just go ahead and do that.
And we're looking for some people to play against. Me and Shane were talking about a great idea here where potentially I play a viewer, we play a viewer. If you beat us, maybe you win some shirts, some hats, maybe. If we beat you, maybe you got to do some donations to some charities around us. It'd be a great opportunity, right?
100%. I love that. So let's do that. Let's look into that a little bit more. Let's make that happen. So if you're a Madden player, make sure you check us out. Other than
Madden,
that,
the show, NHL, golf. We do it all, baby.
yeah, Kalen will probably play you in like Roblox or something too. Who knows? That guy's got an account for everything. So go ahead and do that. But boys, cheers. Chad, we'll see you next week unless you get bored of football and you want to come hang out with us.
Yeah,
Coach is
I
checking.
gotta win a couple games still.